Alrighty then. Who is ready for Formula 1 2025? I am in a state of not being able to wait. Just give me a second here. Greetings. Yes, I've gone a bit too nerdy today, and I've actually put on the hat. So, hang on, my camera's gone dodgy. There you go, type shit. Right. Now, we have some things to speak about very quickly before we actually start the Grand Prix. We are going to start in about 9 minutes' time. That's when the formation lap should start anyway. Now, the first thing that I have to say is my YouTube chats are currently not working. I can't see them, it's not letting me pop them out, it just says something went wrong. So, for now, I don't think I can actually see my YouTube chat. So if you type in them, I can't see it, and that's just unfortunately how it's going to be for now. Secondly, you might not be able to tell straight away, but I woke up yesterday so extremely ill. And I still am. My throat is killing me. Everything is killing me right now. And I'm dying. Meg, I'm really struggling here, but I'm doing as good as I can possibly be. How are you today? I have managed to find my YouTube chats. I just had to go on the live stream, like, just on the platform. So I've got my chats up, so that's nice. And I think that's all I have to say regarding, like, me. I think now we can focus on the race. Now, in the race today, there are a couple of things. Well, actually, no, there's only one thing to say, really, which is, I've said it a few times this stream, but I did a F124 100% race at Melbourne, and that was sort of meant to be a prediction for today's race. Now, I don't know exactly where I'm going to type the prediction, because, well, I can't put it in my chat, because it's just a bit long, and I can't really fit it on the screen anywhere, so oh, this is really uncomfortable. Actually, I'll tell you what I could do. I did post it on my Twitter. So, for today's race, we are going to have the winner being Verstappen, right? P2 is going to be George Russell. P3, Lando Norris. P4, Fernando Alonso with the fastest lap. Oscar Piastri P5, Kimi Antonelli P6, Lewis Hamilton P7, Charles Leclerc P8, Lance Stroll P9, Nico Hulkenberg as your final point scorer. I can only realistically see about 2 of those happening. I do think Verstappen can win today. I think Russell can get 2nd. I think Norris can get 3rd. I think Piastri can get P5. And I think Hamilton and Leclerc can get P7 and 8. They just have to switch. So I think all those can happen. DNFs, they had Liam Lawson, which I just hope, just for my own satisfaction, Gabriel Bortoletto and Alex Albon, and also the conditions, which I wrote down anyway, 100% sunny, which isn't going to happen. So that's already one prediction down the drain. I'm hella excited. Yeah, no, you're up at okay, you're grinding as well, I see. We're both up at 4 AM. Nice. That's great, isn't it? Luckily for me, I did have a little double knackage, so I am feeling quite energized. I've also got this, if I need to. Got some reserves. And we'll go from there. Isn't that fun? I might have to sack off the hat, though, because, well, it's making my dandruff very bad. And it's not fun, but no one cares. Right. I don't know if it's a live timing thing. Why is Russell just on his own in turn 1? Like, what's he doing? Mate, the grid ain't there, boss. You gotta go back a little bit. We did have a double yellow in Sector 3. I'm not entirely sure what's happened. I also don't know what the conditions are. I'm going to quickly go on the Sky Sports live stream. I realised that, I was saying yesterday, I can't actually watch F1 because obviously I'm watching this. I can just put it on my phone and just lean it there. So, I can now watch the actual racing. Unfortunately, there's 2 things. 1, it's a minute delayed. And 2, well, we are 5 minutes away from the opening round of the season, and There's adverts. Nice. There's an F1 advert on the F1 channel. It's about like Spotify promoting premium on their own channel. Final predictions. Well, I went through what F124 predicted just now. I'll quickly say the top 5. Verstappen, Russell, Norris, Alonso with the fastest lap, and Piastri. That's what F124 predicted. I'm going to go for... I know it's... Well, there's no other word for it. It's the most dull, boring thing ever. But I do think it is going to finish Norris, Piastri. Actually, no, but it's not any more fun. But it's a little bit more fun. I'm going to go Norris, Verstappen, Russell, Leclerc, Piastri, Hamilton, Albon, Sainz, Hadjar, Tsunoda. That's my top 10. I do think it's raining, so some of those might not seem realistic in the dry, but in the wet, anything can happen, as we know. I suppose anything can happen anyway, but it's just obviously more so in the wet. I also think we'll be seeing 1 red flag and 2 safety cars as well. Can we see? No one cares about the Formula 1 Louis Vuitton F175. We are literally 2 minutes away from formation lap and we're looking at the Earth. I know what the Earth looks like. Okay? To be honest, I'm only watching this. I just want to see the track. I want to see the conditions. I mean, looking at the live timing, it says we have... it says it's raining. And there's 82%. I don't know if that's humidity or chance of rain. Or, like, level of rain. I'm not entirely sure. But let us see. I need to make sure I actually... I failed miserably yesterday for the F2 sprint. By the way, me not doing the F2 feature race, one of the greatest bits of wheel knowledge I have ever had in my life. I made a community post and just said I'm feeling so ill, which I was to be fair, that I might just not bother with it. Because although I love watching F2 and I do think it's extremely important to like even F1, the main race is all that matters. So I sacked it off, and I also saw there was a potential thunderstorm, and look what happened. If you don't know, it got cancelled. Which I think's a bit out of order, to be honest, because you got, Victor Martins, who got pole position. He wasn't fastest, but he got put there after Mini got a penalty, I believe. And you got to feel bad for him, because in the sprint race, he got crashed into, and then he crashed himself, in the sprint starting P10. And he doesn't even get a chance to start the main race that actually means something from P1 because of the weather. And what's a shame as well is that as soon as they came round back in the pits after they announced they had cancelled it, the rain had actually stopped. Which is just complete gutmans really for him. But of course, you know, the F1 drivers going on an open top, you know, truck around the track 2.5 hours before the race start is way more important than F2, do you know what I mean? I actually think that's a load of bollocks, really. The fact they have to, like, sack off any, like, other series and have F1 start, like, 3 hours before the race for random media stuff is just so cringe. Oh, I really don't like these new Sky Sports graphics for, like, the grid. I know it shouldn't be confusing, but it is. They have the grid at the top and the bottom. They have the drivers on the left and right, but it not only has their position, but then their driver number right next to each other. And the only thing that differentiates them is the colour. That's going to get really confusing for new people watching. I'm not too sure about this music. It's way too hyper. Unfortunately, I don't know any, like, copyright-free, like, more chill stuff. Just because, well, the only stuff I know that isn't copyright is NCS. I'll tell you what, let's try this. Let's see what this cooks up. You never know. Right, and we are ready. Is Russell going to move back at one point or not? Is he just going to stay there? I've also noticed Ollie Behrman and Liam Lawson both starting in the pit lane. Everyone on intermediates apart from Lance Stroll, who is starting on the full wets. And the formation lap is underway. After how many days? 96 days? 100 and something days? I'm not entirely sure. F1 is back. And I needed it. You know, I badly needed this because the last couple of months have been so boring. It's been so boring, I've become utterly obsessed with watching darts because that's all that's on at this time of year. And there's no point watching football because my favourite of the team I support, West Ham, are shocking, especially after yesterday. And also just with my F1 channel, you know, you look at West Channel's videos and streams, I've barely uploaded. And I'm hoping that with F1 being back and all that hype, I'll get back on it. Anyway, formation lap. Will Lance Stroll crash? It actually, I think someone has crashed. Unless it's a bug with the live timing, it looks like Hajar has gone off. I pray to whoever's out there. Yeah, no, he's gone off. Isaac Hajar, we already have drama before it's even started. Isaac Hajar at turn 1 has gone off. I don't know if he's spun or if he's in the gravel. I'm about to see it on the Sky Sports broadcast. Hang on, why is Lawson and Behrman... Oh, no, they do the formation, I don't know. Sky Sports being his typical reliable self, showing the back of the grid rather than Isaac Hajar in the gravel. That is... Oh, come on, F1, show it. Show it. Stop looking at Liam Lawson. Show it. He's been in the gravel for about 20 seconds now. They still ain't shown it. They're showing Lando going around Sector 1. There he is. And he's... Oh, no. No. He's hit the barrier a little bit. So he can't even start from the pit lane. He's just done. Here we see, goes round turn 1. How do you spin the car going that slowly? Oh, Isaac, you are a complete twat. So he goes around turn 2, gasses it, loses the rear, and then overcorrects so heavily, he actually spun off and went to the right. If he just done a little correction, or didn't correct at all, he would have just gone on the grass and been fine, or just not gone off at all. Wow. How do you even react to that as Isaac Hajar? You're about to start your first Formula 1 Grand Prix, and you've spun off at turn 2 because of a very, 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 very stupid mistake. And actually, that should mean 2 things. One, that should mean that there's 1 less lap in this race. I believe it goes down to 57. And also, one of my predictions already can't happen. I've already forgot them, to be honest, but I did predict Isaac Hajar would finish P9. Now he can't. So obviously what they're going to do now is wait for the crane to come and move the car, and then I think they, because obviously the car's already fueled, they'll probably take a lap off, won't they? So I think what I'll do for that is that rather than like put it as lap 2 of 58, I'll just put 1 of 57. That's just easier. What a shame that is. Like that, I mean, I don't really feel bad for drivers when they crash, especially like that when it was just his own fault. But I do feel really bad. Because I actually rated him quite highly, qualified P11. I know his teammate's P5, but still, qualified P11. Had a chance of points. And he bins it at the first corner. I suppose the only thing we can do is have a consolidatory swig of tea. In my mug... that actually has, I don't know if you probably can't see it on the camera, it's got the calendar on it. So that's quite cool. Oh no, you don't want to see that. Oh, bloody Hajar's crying. Oh, that's just made me sad. I'm just upset now. How many will finish? I'm gonna say 15, Dad. That's what I'm gonna say. Everyone say hello to my wonderful father. hurry up and move Hajar's car or what? Like, get on with it. I didn't stay up until 4 AM just to watch a crane go beep, 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 beep. Get a move on. Formation lap will start at 1/4 past. Right, we've just had confirmation from F1. The formation lap is now going to be in 10 minutes. I suppose they have to fix the barrier. So that's just tough. What should we do to pass the time? I have had a splendid idea. We are going to use... I have completely misspelled that. I'm going to use a wheel spinner to decide the results of the race. So that's what we'll do for the next 10 minutes. Right. So we'll just do it by initials. I can't remember. Right, so we've got Norris, Verstappen, Piastri. I'll just do it by grid. So we have Norris and Piastri, Hamilton, Leclerc. I'm going to shuffle these, but just so I can write them all. Lawson, Russell, Antonelli, Gasly, Doohan, Behrman, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Bortoletto, Tsunoda. Well, I won't include Hajar because obviously he's not racing. Alonso, Stroll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm missing the team. Williams, Sainz, Albon. Right, and then we'll shuffle them a couple of times. We'll spam it a bit, so we've got a nice little shuffle going on. And then I will go to this. I won't be able to show it on my short stream, so if you're on my short stream right now and you're interested to see what the wheel predicts, head over to my main stream. And then I'll do window capture, this. There we go, bang. Right, so, P1. Oh, stop showing Hajar crying. Please. It's making me so sad. Alright. Right, done that. Oh, I'm turning off the Sky stream. I'm not watching Hajar crying anymore. It's making me sad. Right. Okay. So, for P1, I'm going to write this down as well. I'll make a new notepad. Oh, bollocks. I didn't mean to do that. Shit. Carrot lap. New window. I think that's what I want. Yeah, there you go. Right, so, P1 in the Grand Prix. Obviously, this is complete RNG, like luck, so it's just for a bit of fun. P1, actually, that can happen today. That is actually a very good prediction by the wheel. That is going to be the winner. Wait, wheel of names. Wheel of Names prediction. Right. P1. Piastri. There we go. Okay, now we'll take... Oh, bollocks. Oh, piss. Take Piastri off. Give it a shuffle and go again. For P2, in the Grand Prix, we are going to go with... I'll tell you what. The wheel is actually having a blinder right now because both of those things are extremely realistic today. So Verstappen goes into P2, remove him, shuffle it. Go again. P number 3 is going to be Lance Stroll. Now it's all gone to pot. Lance Stroll is going to be on the podium. P4 for the Grand Prix. I might not do all 20. I'll just do the top 10. Depends on the time, actually. Right, yeah. Now it's gone. The first two were really good predictions. Piastri P1, Verstappen P2. But then we have Ollie Behrman. And, now, yeah, Lance Stroll P3, Ollie Behrman P4. Right, okay. Go again. For P5, in the Grand Prix, is going to be... Oh, it's going to be Pierre Gasly taking P5. Isn't that just fun? P number 6, we are going to have... That's going to be a George Russell, no? So close again. It's going to be a Russell in P6. That can happen today. That's realistic. I forgot to get rid of him. Where is he? There. P number 7 in the Grand Prix is... Oh, that's Jack Doohan, right? It's going to be Jack Doohan taking P7. That is not realistic, but it could happen with a lot of luck on his side. And to be honest, I'd love to see that. I forgot to do it again. I'd love that. That'd make my day. That'd make my week. That'd make my month if that happened. P number 8 for the Australian Grand Prix. Oh, Lando Norris takes P8 on the wheel spin predictions. We have 2 more to do. Let's spin her again. Still no Ferrari cars. And it's going to stay that way as Gabriel Bortoleto is going to be predicted to finish in P9. And the final one, we have some blockbuster names not scoring points. We have Antonelli, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Albon, Sainz, Alonso, Hamilton. Basically, all of these drivers, maybe apart from Ocon and Lawson, 8 of them, or how many is there? 11? I think so. Oh no, I think I don't know, I don't care. One of these, however many, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's 10, yeah. Oh yeah, that makes sense, I only put 19 on. Duh, that's horrible by me. One of these 10 will be predicted to score points. 8 of them will most likely score points today, unless they DNF. Who's it gonna be? Oh, it's gonna be Nico Hulkenberg! Predicted to score points in P number 10. Which means, if we remove him, Yuki Tsunoda, Alex Albon, Carlos Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Charlie, Antonelli, and Hamilton are all predicted to not score points today. And the wheel has predicted a top 10 of Oscar Piastri winning his home race, Max Verstappen on the podium, Lance Stroll on the podium, Ollie Behrman P4, Pierre Gasly P5, George Russell P6, Jack Doohan P7, Lando Norris with another bottle job, nothing has changed it seems in PA, Gabriel Bortoleto P9, and Nico Hulkenberg in P10 to get a double Sauber point score before the first round. Unreal. Now we can put it back on the watch-alongs thing. Get rid of that. Class. So I'm going to leave that open. I still don't think... Wait, so has it gone to 50? Yeah, it has. Okay, right. So the lap has changed to 57, so we'll update that for you now. That should be good. Did I change the overlay? Yeah, I did. I love that overlay. I think the way I've got this stream currently set up, it can obviously get better. It always will get better as I find out more things. But the way I've managed to set this up by learning a few things is world class. You know, you've got the leaderboard nice and big. The track's nice and big. You've got the sub count. What's currently going on. The laps. The webcam. Hi. And yeah, and even on the short stream, it's not perfect. You can't really see the bottom of the track. But you've got... I'll tell you what I could do, actually. I can move the thing down a bit like that. Oh, just give me a second. I know the formation lap has started, but... Okay, there you go. So even on the short stream, we've got the laps, Facecam, hi, Track's nice and big, and you can see the top 10 point scorers. World class. Formation lap is now starting for the second time today. And we will see how we get on. I do have some more fun things today as well. I'm actually going to change my audio settings really quick, so it's like that. The reason I've done that is that today we have a couple new features from last year. Number one, we have team radios, which I will play when we get them. Here's one from Charlie from a couple of minutes ago.
In 7 minutes, we expect Class 1, lasting for 5 minutes. Class 1.
Class 1 rain for 5 minutes from Ferrari and Leclerc's engineer. Then, also, I can now look at the bottom left. You lot can't see it, but I can see when there's a yellow flag. When there's a VSC, SC, green flag, slippery track, oily track, someone's gone off, anything like that, I can now see in the bottom left. So I should be able, this is also about as live as it gets, so I should be able to give you every individual piece of information you could ever want. You can already see the entire grid, including position, DRS, tyres, and I can also see, can you see gaps on the thing? I don't think so. I think you should, yeah, you should. You can also see gaps. And then we also have, I can also see sector times. We have got the track. We have got everything. This is such an amazing setup I've managed to secure with a little bit of, you know, research. And now we have little Lando Norris queuing up. Can I go off my phone? I'm stun locked on Now TV. There we go. We will have the opening race of the season. Here we go. I love how we currently have the Ferraris just about to line up. On the Sky broadcast, Lando's only just got into Sector 3. Realistically, for my own benefit, I could delay this live timing so it matches with Sky Sports, but then it's not live and it's delayed by a minute, and I want this to be as live as possible. So that's what we're going to do. Hajar's like little driver tag thing is still on the track, but he is now out of the race, and yeah, I'm just sad. But he'll just have to come back next week at China and pop off. Esteban Ocon lines up, P19 on the grid. And the opening round of the Formula 1 season is upon us. Are you ready? Because I'm not, because my throat's killing me and I'm in a lot of pain and I'm really ill. But passion prevails. Green light, pit exit open, we are underway! Has Lando Norris already bottled a start in 2025? It's looking like it. Max Verstappen looking like Fernando Alonso in Spain 2012, going into turn 1. What are we going to say? Anything fun? Any crashing, knocking about? Alex Albon loses a place to Leclerc. Liam Lawson, that's just the thing. Never mind, I'm lying, that's my bad. Max Verstappen overtakes Oscar Piastri. Is someone gone off, or is... No, that's just everyone gaining places because of Hajar going off. That's fine. Lawson and Behrman now join the race. We have, I'm trying to work out who's what's happened. Gabriel Bortoleto has overtaken Hulkenberg and returned to his starting position, but Lando Norris keeps his lead and already has a 1.2 second lead over Verstappen. Verstappen got past Piastri, Russell's knocking about, Leclerc has got ahead of Albon and Tsunoda to get up into P2, Kimi Antonelli has overtaken Jack Doohan and Gabriel Bortoleto to get up into P14, Ocon has also overtaken Jack Doohan as Jack Doohan is off! Jack Doohan is off! And oh no! Oh, why? Everyone that I want to see do well has gone off. Isaac Hajar's gone off. Jack Doohan has gone off. And we do have a safety car on the opening lap. I'm looking at the Sky broadcast to see what happened with Jack Doohan. I'm just interested. Did he get crashed into by Bortoleto or Ocon? Or is it just a mistake? Let's find out. So okay, we actually should see it here. Never mind, they cut the camera. Oh, that is exactly what Jack Doohan didn't need. I think they're about to show the replay, or the thing now there. Oh, that's a nasty whack. That's going to be a long safety car. That's like a 10-lap safety car. He has completely mullered the rear of that car. The entire rear is shattered as we now finish the first lap of the Grand Prix. So already one of my predictions can't happen. Lance Stroll, and I'm lying, that's Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz? Carlos Sainz is off! Carlos Sainz has gone off at the final corner. Oh my bloody goodness. How has that happened? No! No! Why? Everyone I want to see... I mean, to be fair, I want everyone to do well. But Sainz, Hadjar, Doohan, 3 of my favourites on this grid are already off. We might see it on the broadcast any second now, but Sainz is also off. God, Sky's broadcasting is so horrific. It's not even Sky, it's like the F1 team, but it's so bad. Oh no! Safety car through the pit lane, that makes sense because Sainz is in the way. They're showing a replay of Doohan crashing where he just lost the rear. Nothing happened, he just crashed. And like Hadjar, he overcorrects and goes off. They're showing a replay just as Carlos Sainz crashed. And they should cut to it now. No, they still haven't. They still haven't. They're looking at... There it is. Carlos Sainz in the wall. And that... Wait. That looks like a mechanical failure. Okay, it's not, but it's just... It's a very odd place to spin off. Right, yeah, this safety car is going to be extremely, extremely long because we're going to have, we've got one car in the wall and another car, like, badly in the wall. The other car's tapped the wall but is on the grass. Wow. See, that is like the opposite of what Williams wanted. And I say that, obviously it is, but like, their car has got pace this weekend. Whether that will stay, I don't know. But that car has pace. And they realistically should have both scored points today. And it looks like one of them might and the other's gone. We do have a team radio.
I had like a massive torque surge.
I had a massive torque surge. Huh. I wonder if they'll show a replay of Sainz at any point, because they still haven't. Oh, okay, right, okay. The live timing was a bit dodgy, but what Sainz has done is, whether it was him or not, he's come round the final corner, had this torque overload, spun the rear, and gone into the wall at the final corner on the left. That's what he's done. That is so tragic. Leclerc says the track is drying very quickly. Oh. I tell you what, they're driving over a lot of debris. That could cause a puncture or two if they're not a bit careful. So, going off that logic, maybe in about 10 laps time, we could see a bit of slick tyreage, which would be quite fun. I'd enjoy that. I also need to remember to update the laps. That is my... To be honest, that is my biggest failing of streaming these races, is that I always forget to update the laps. Mainly because I'm so locked in on the actual race that I just do forget. But we are on lap 3 of 57. I tell you what, though. Lando's start wasn't amazing. Verstappen had the better start of both of them, went for the move on Norris, actually went wheel to wheel with Norris, backed out of it early, Piastri came up the inside, Verstappen switched it to the outside, and oh my, that is actually reminiscent of his 2016 Brazil overtake on Rosberg. He went round the outside of turn 1, Piastri had no grip, Verstappen, as Martin Brundle said, the boy just finds grip, because that's what he did. That's a wonderful overtake. Here's Jack Doohan crashing. Nothing special, it's just, you know, rookie stuff. Isaac Hadjar did exactly the same thing. They go on the wet. Okay, I don't know if you can see my wheel, you probably can't, but, like, he's driving like this along. His car snaps to the right like that, and he basically does that, and he overcorrects it so harshly that it just chucks him into the wall. All you gotta do, I'm saying it like I'm trying to teach them, just don't listen to me. But I'm just from my point of view, and obviously I have multiple thousands of hours driving on the F1 game, so I do... See, that just doesn't mean anything, because the F1 game is just an arcade game. But let me just say my bit. I feel like if... Okay, rather than saying what he should have done, I'd say what I think would have helped the situation. He shouldn't listen to me. Also, just quick, this is signs going off. Ugh. He was exiting the final corner and just lost the rear. But yeah, so Doohan done that. It snapped, so he did that. If he just went like this, he just went like left, right, one of them, a little boom boom, I think he would have been fine. And the same with Hadjar, but again, don't listen to me, I'm talking bollocks. The live timing has frozen. You can actually see, I didn't even notice before, on the website, I don't think you lot can see it on the stream, but there is a little red light that indicates, obviously, the stream is off. So... Luckily, we are under a safety car, so it doesn't matter too much for the moment. But, of course, when the racing does come back on, I do hope to see it back on. But I said it yesterday, I'm never going to fully complain about this website and sit here and go like, why isn't it working? Figure it out, whoever makes it. Just stop. Because realistically, it's made by one person, and they have to be there at all times to make sure the website's running well. So I'm not going to complain about it. Plus... If I was to stream the real, like, the official live timing, I'd get copyright banned. Because it happened on my YouTube channel and on Twitch, I got banned for 90 days because I was streaming it. This, you're allowed to stream. And actually, I feel so bad that I've not done it yet. But I really should put in the description of these streams, the website. Because not only does it just need more awareness because it's class, but also... I feel like I'm basically just not crediting the person who made it. You can always hit a quick refresh angle, and it actually did just work. We are now back underway, I think, unless this is like delayed, although I don't think it is. No, we can just look at the laps. It says lap 5, we're back. Nice. Quality stuff. There is still no indication on when the safety car will go in. We have a message from Antonelli that said, oh, it just went off. Wait. So Anthony Team Radio, it's not showing up here so I can't play it, but his engineer said, from the replay, it looks like Doohan lost it on the straight just by putting a wheel on the white line. Just watch the painted lines. That makes a lot of sense as to why it snaps so aggressively. And Antonelli's response was, yeah, almost did the same. So yeah, they're quite slippery. Although to be fair, that should be common knowledge by now, because that always happens. The painted white lines are always very, very slippery. They should know that by now. Recovery vehicle on track at turn 14 and 6. Oh, actually, there's the Antonelli radio. You can now hear it for yourselves.
From the replays, it looks like Doohan lost it on straight just by putting a wheel on the white lines, just to watch the painted lines.
Yeah, I almost did the same. So, yeah, they're quite slippery.
Okay, good man.
Right, this is interesting. Ollie Behrman has come into the pit. Liam Lawson, Ocon have all pitted for brand new Inters. I guess you can say why not, because they're not going to lose places because they're last, but... I don't know, it seems a bit of an interesting call. We'll see how it goes, though. I mean, I'm just hoping Lawson DNFs. That's all I care about. And obviously, I would like Bearman to knock on, and like pretty much anyone else to go on a bit of a charge. I'm telling you now, I can feel my illness coming back bad. I managed to like subdue it a little bit, but oh, we are locked. So there's still no indication on when the yeah, there's still no indication on when the safety car's going in. We do have a clear in track sector 8 and 20, which is where Doohan and Sainz went off, I believe. I don't know why Doohan's car has been moved up to there. That might just be the recovery vehicle. Lando Norris team radio.
Weather update. No significant rain expected for at least 30 minutes.
Alright, so we could see some dries. Or maybe they'll think to themselves, right, if it's going to rain again... Well, actually, it has just started raining again, so we are not going to see slicks. I think that's a good thing. Rain is obviously just infinitely more exciting. Oh, hang on. Live timing's down again. That's fine. As long as it's up when the actual racing starts, I don't really care. And of course, I will let you know immediately when the safety car's heading in. Alright, just doing something. We're back now. Still no info when the safety car will be back in. Doesn't say. I mean, obviously, it'll only say when on the lap it comes in. As we now start lap number 7. No, not lap 0YT 7. So 50 laps remaining. We have been here for, well, the race actually started at 4:17. So we've been here 16 minutes and we've done 7 laps. That's not awful. Oh, hang on. The message has just come through. Safety car in this lap. There it is. Safety car in this lap. So let's lock it in. And see if any more incidents happen. And I think also, as the session's about to restart, we're going to crank one of these open. I've got 2, because obviously I'm staying up all night. I need energy and I need caffeine, so class. It's a shame they're disgusting, but whatever. I also realise, as the safety car's about to restart, I'll quickly say this. I realise I'm wearing a Sergio Perez hoodie. I'm drinking a Red Bull, yet I actively want Red Bulls to fail. I think that's just quite funny. But here we go. Lando Norris rounds the corner that starts Sector 3 to restart the race. And when F2, Dirksen went at turn 13. Lando seems to have done the same, and he has. Lando has gone really early. I guess that's just because you can get a better exit of the final corner. and just sort of like get a nice lead. And he has sort of done that quite well, although his gap is only 0.4 of a second. It is not a lot at all. Looking at overtakes, I'm not seeing any. The live timing is very slow and laggy. Just bear with it. Oh, it's very slow and laggy. Why is it so... I feel like that's too slow. I don't think they're actually driving at that speed. But we're not looking at any overtakes. I'm not sure what happened with Stroll, but he is 2 seconds behind Alonso going into turn 1. And that seems to be the only bit of overtaking action we might see. Alex Albon, maybe, having a go on Tsunoda, but that is about it. I guess that's fine. I mean, nothing really happens at safety car restarts anyway. I just sort of hope they do, because it's obviously a bit exciting. Lando Norris rounds the first sector with the fastest first sector by some distance. The only driver to get into the 34s at 34.8. Verstappen a 35.3. Piastri a 35.1. Russell a 35.5. Incident involving Albon. Oh no, Alonso. Safety car infringement. I'll keep an eye on that. If he gets a penalty or anything, I'll tell you immediately. Lando Norris team radio.
They're okay. I mean, little bits in the last sector I actually think have some dry patches. But
Right.
some bits are still pretty...
Talking about tyres, no one cares. Rounding sector numero 3 now to complete lap number 8 of the Grand Prix. With Lando still leading, almost breaking DRS. Of course, there isn't DRS because it's wet, but he's almost done that. Verstappen, P2, a second ahead of Piastri, who's a second ahead of Russell, who's a second ahead of Leclerc, who's a second ahead of Tsunoda. Tsunoda and Albon extremely, extremely close together. There might be a bit of racing to be had there. Lance Stroll loses another 4/10. Another 4/10 to his teammate. So that I don't know what's going on there. It might just be Lance Stroll being horrible. Nico Hulkenberg looking for a move on him. But taking a look at the... hang on, Tsunoda's also under investigation for a safety car infringement. Looking at the... Hang on. Alonso under investigation. Alright, keep an eye on that. Verstappen's caught right up here. He's actually set the fastest sector by 4/10 over Lando. He's only half a second behind. Of course, there isn't DRS, so... Unless his car's got resounding straight line speed, there's not much of a chance of an overtake. He is 0.3 behind him, and he is catching. He's dumping the overtake. He might be looking for a move. It's going to be very, very close. I don't think he can go for it. It's a bit too fast. And honestly, I know I said I wasn't going to complain, but this like stopping and starting is starting to piss me off a little bit. Although that is because I'm ill, I'm going to be grumpy. Do you know what I mean? Still no overtakes happening. I sort of expect that. I don't expect this race to be anywhere near exciting. That's just the opposite word. It's just not going to be exciting at all. Unless it, you know, there's a safety car or a red flag. Verstappen, though, 2 purple sectors, miles faster than Lando, half a second behind as we start lap 10. And Tsunoda, also now under investigation for the safety car infringement. And we go through turn 1. We have, who is that? That is Hamilton, under pressure from Pierre Gasly. Imola 2022 flashbacks. Lance Stroll, 2 points. He's lost another half a second to his teammate in Sector 3. Very disappointed so far by Bortoletto, Ocon, Lawson, and Behrman. All of them shockingly slow. In fact, Ocon, Behrman, and Lawson are all 2 seconds slower than anyone else. Shocking. I also realise I've put lap 10. No, lap 19. It's meant to be lap 10. My apologies. Right, Lando's cooked a bit in this sector. He's gone 4/10 faster than Verstappen in Sector 1. Gap is now 1 second. 2 fastest sectors. Actually, no, it was 2, but then Verstappen nicked it by 1/10. And looking at places gained in this race so far, we have Verstappen with 1. Piastri's lost 1. We have Leclerc with a little +2, which is very fun. And to be honest, I think everyone in P10 and under, I don't actually know, because they've obviously gained places because of Sainz, Doohan, and Hadjar. Gap is now 1.1. Lando has broken that 1 second gap. Of course, I keep saying it. It means nothing. But it just doesn't mean anything because there's no DRS. But we start lap number 11 with Lando setting the fastest lap with a 1 minute 32.1, Verstappen a 32.6, Piastri a 32.6, Russell a 33.6. So it's looking like the top three miles clear of anyone else. Looking further back, Kimi Antonelli looking to make progress on Hulkenberg. Not really happening so far. He is struggling. I mean, just like most drivers I've already spoken about. I would love to see them all do well. That can't happen, but there is a couple. I want to see Norris do well. I want to see Leclerc and Hamilton do well. I want Albon to do well. I want Gasly to do well. Alonso, Hulkenberg, Antonelli, Bortoletto, and Behrman, and Sainz, and Doohan, and so about 3/4 of the grid I'm proper rooting for. And 3 of them are already gone, and the other one is struggling. In fact, most of them are struggling. Lando Norris goes yellow in Sector 1, his first yellow sector of the race, and still faster than Verstappen through Sector 1, however, Verstappen with a mighty Sector 2. Bloody hell. 2 tenths quicker than Lando. I tell you what, Oscar, right in the mix as well. He is only a second off Verstappen, who's a second off Lando. There is only 2 seconds currently separating the top 3. Russell, 3.5 seconds back already. It just seems that Verstappen and the McLarens are just clear. I mean, Russell said in a post-quali interview that McLaren could sack off this season in terms of car development, focus on 2026, and they'll still wash everyone because they're that much ahead. But it seems like Verstappen is just driving at an even more exceptionally high level. Lap number 12 now begins. We have Lando 1.5 seconds ahead of Verstappen with the fastest Sector 3. Oscar Piastri takes the fastest lap with a 1 minute 31.9, purple Sector 2. Still no one really close to each other. Albon has dropped back massively from Tsunoda, and the closest fight right now is going to be between Stroll, who has caught right up to Alonso by about a second, and Hulkenberg and Antonelli, all within about 2 seconds. In fact, the closest fight right now is the top 3. Norris, 33 dead. Verstappen, 32.8. Piastri, 32.7. Purple Sector 1 for Piastri. He's cooking. You know, he is frying. He is only half a second behind Verstappen. Verstappen a second behind Lando. Piastri, wait, hang on. They've enabled DRS. Oscar Piastri has DRS. And now, it's very important for Lando to stay 1 second ahead of Verstappen so that Piastri can overtake Verstappen to get that McLaren 1-2. Piastri's going to have even more DRS going into Sector 3, but he isn't going to get an overtake. Team radio from the Charlie.
Main tyre to cool down, front left.
Too many information. If you can leave me to it a little bit more.
Did he just say too many information? I'm not too sure. Right. Okay, I know like there's a race happening and Piastri's looking for a move. I'm gonna quickly refresh this because it's counting the lap up after they go around the final corner, even though it's actually a bit further on. Right, cool. I locked it. Verstappen still looking for a bit of DRS assistance off Lando. He's 10 milliseconds away. Lando needs that gap. Piastri sets the fastest lap of 31.3. Verstappen 31.6. Lando 31.7. Verstappen, purple Sector 1. Hey. And yet he sets it. He goes 2 tenths quicker than Lando, but the gap goes up. Not sure how that works. Now, Piastri will have DRS. 0.6 behind Verstappen, and he's got 2 lots of DRS. There is a very high chance we could see at least an attempt of an overtake. Verstappen has no DRS. He does have the slipstream of Lando, but is of course nowhere near as powerful as DRS. Piastri going into the chicane of turn 9. Doesn't get anything. And what I'm noticing is the actual track is considerably delayed from everything else. So the gaps on the left of for you lot on the right, the leaderboard, that is very accurate. The track is about 3 seconds behind. As you can see, Lando comes around the final corner. They actually count the new lap all the way back there, even though the new lap is actually there. So it's about a 5-second delay. So honestly, ignore the track for now. Look at the leaderboard. The gaps in the leaderboard as Verstappen goes purple in purple on the lap. Fastest lap of the race, 31.2. Lando 31.3. Piastri 31.3. Piastri still has DRS, 0.7 behind. I can feel my voice going. Not fun. Lando purple sector 3 on the last lap as well. And Lando sets another purple sector 1. It gets nicked by Verstappen, who goes a 10th faster, and he is still not within DRS. Lando Norris Team Radio.
In 6 laps time, there's possibly 1 lap of Class 1 rain. General rain risk increasing.
Okay, so there's a risk of more rain. Got it. Oscar Piastri goes fastest in sector 2. He's only 0.6 behind, but Verstappen is now within a second of Lando, and he is now... Oh, he's cooking him. What's happened there? I'm not too sure. And why doesn't Verstappen have DRS? I'm not sure how he's not got DRS there, but for McLaren's sake, Lando needs to get a move on. However, Lando might be playing a bit of mind games. He knows Piastri's going to be his closest challenger this year. He knows he can beat Verstappen with the, now he's got such a superior car. So maybe, is he purposely giving Verstappen DRS? I don't think so, but it's just a fun conspiracy. Kimi Antonelli makes an overtake on Nico Hülkenberg into turn, what is it? Turn 12? No, turn 11. That's fun. Verstappen, purple sector 1, Norris purple sector 3, Piastri sector 2 purple, sets the fastest lap 30.5. Both of them now have DRS. So Piastri's chances of an overtake is looking extremely slim right now. With Verstappen having DRS, he needs Lando to clear off, but that just doesn't seem to happen. Honestly, at the moment, I feel like the McLarens are just quicker, but this is Verstappen's driving that's doing this, and I genuinely believe that. As also Verstappen goes purple in Sector 1, goes into the 31s and fastest in Sector 2. There could be an overtake here for Verstappen. He's half a second behind, and he has the drag reduction system. Can he get a move done? God, Shan, I want Norris to beat him, but it's just for the racing. It's a bit of fun, isn't it? As Piastri goes even faster in Sector 2. And I'll tell you what, Lando has had a horrible Sector 2, a 19.2, Verstappen 18.8, Piastri 18.7. Round Sector 3, still no changes. I don't think a refresh will do anything, but I'm going to hit one. Because, I mean, the track just isn't keeping up. As we now start lap number 60. Lewis Hamilton Team Radio is about 2 minutes delayed.
K1, you're close.
Into it, please.
K1, available?
Yes, I know. Leave me to it, please.
Oh! Hamilton getting posh and stern. I'm here. No way Hadjar retired. Signs 2. Hadjar went off at the second corner of the formation lap. Sainz had a car problem, we think. He might have just crashed under the safety car, and Jack Doohan lost it at turn 5 on the first lap and smashed his car into the barrier. So, all of them within the first 2 laps. Verstappen loses DRS on Lando after a horrific Sector 2. Piastri still has it, but nothing's happening. He crashed on the formation lap, he did. He went literally first corner, overcooked the throttle at turn 2, overcorrected his wheel, and spun off into the barriers on the right. And honestly, he was crying from when he got out all the way on his walk down the paddock to his garage. And I have never felt worse in my life. Fernando Alonso looking for an overtake on potentially Gia Pasley. Maybe. Going around turn 9 and 10, he is going to be 0.7 behind with DRS. And to be honest, the DRS not doing a whole lot right now. Lando Norris sets a new fastest lap of the race, a 1 minute 29.9. That is pretty rapid. Purple Sector 3, Verstappen purple Sector 1, but stinky Sector 2s and 3s. Oscar Piastri now with DRS. Verstappen 2 seconds now behind Norris. Norris is cooking. Norris, half a second faster than Verstappen, 0.3 faster than Piastri through Sector 1. The gap is now 2.5 seconds. Verstappen and Piastri split by half a second. My friend who's an Albon fan should be freaking out right now. I mean, yeah, you would, but realistically, this is Williams' pace now. They are genuinely, like, 4th, 5th quickest, ahead, like, equal with the Ferraris, you could say. Now, Oscar Piastri, 0.4 behind. Is he going to go for a move? No? He does! Oscar Piastri goes for it. He gets past Verstappen, and it's now McLaren 1-2. For anyone new coming into the stream, the track is currently about 10 seconds delayed. Keep your eye on the leaderboard, the gap, and the positions, because that is up to date and live. The track is 10 seconds delayed, so ignore the track right now. And it's nothing to do with me, and also you can't complain because this website's free. Lando Norris now leads by 3 seconds over Piastri, who is now also 2.5 seconds faster ahead of Verstappen, as Kimi Antonelli finally overtakes Hulkenberg. He finally gets that move done. He's now 7 seconds behind Stroll, who we should catch pretty quick. We also have a slippery track in Sector 12. I don't know what that is. Is that Turn 12? I'm not too sure. Gonna take a quick look at the Oscar Piastri overtake. Actually, I can't bother to be fair. There's a lot more interesting things happening. Clear track in Sector 12 now. I've seen Verstappen do some very strange things on the broadcast. I've seen him. There it is. I got it. He on the main straight, he's going all the way to the right near the barriers, and obviously the reason he's doing that is to go into the wet patches to keep his tyres cool. Piastri, purple Sector 1, 3 seconds behind Lando. Verstappen, 4 seconds behind now. You get the feeling his tyres have gone. I think that's what's happened. His tyres are finished, because now the McLarens are clear. Both of them nearly up 8 tenths faster than Verstappen in Sector 1. Pretty much equal through Sector 2, but miles ahead in Sector 3 as well. And, well, 3 seconds now, the gap. The McLarens only split by 3 thousandths on that lap. Lawson having the same driving style as basically all the Red Bull juniors except Gasly. Literally in P16 while getting destroyed by a rookie in a Sauber and Tsunoda. And Ricciardo. I don't think they actually raced at the same time, but... and Ricciardo. It's like I was saying yesterday on the whole, like, Red Bull second driver thing. I reckon that Verstappen's car is suited to him. Of course it's going to be. But I reckon the way that car is and the way Verstappen drives is solely unique to him. And others simply can't handle it. I feel like Perez, historically, has the opposite of Verstappen. Verstappen has a front end, Perez has a rear end. That sounds mad, but that's how it is. So does Albon, so does Gasly, so does Lawson. None of these drivers are bad. In fact, all of them are perfectly worthy of being at the top in Formula 1. And also, Max Verstappen is just the best driver in decades. And that's what you have to take into consideration. Verstappen against a rookie. Verstappen against a top midfield driver. Verstappen against another rookie. Basically, Verstappen has come against 3 rookies and a top midfield driver. Plus, he's got the car for him as well. All of those factors, these Red Bull second drivers, none of them are ever going to have a chance. Ricciardo should get that seat 100%. Definitely not now, but 2 years ago, yeah, get him in. Ricciardo has history driving those cars in the past, definitely as well. Although I think they have changed a lot since, because of Verstappen. By the way, Albon, Tsunoda, and Alonso were all under investigation for safety car infringements. All of them have been let off. And Hamilton as well, so obviously it was just something really dumb. Max Verstappen team radio, Oscar Piastri, purple Sector 1, 7 tenths faster than Lando. 2 seconds behind. Verstappen 6 seconds behind. Here's what he has to say on the matter.
If there's something right, you might need to fit for new.
Yeah, bear in mind, we would currently lose positions for doing that. Max, we're expecting the weather to start clearing in 10 minutes. If you can hold on.
Right, okay, so Verstappen's tyres are dead. He's saying if the rain's going to get worse, pit now, suffer the lost positions, come back later. His engineer is saying in 10 minutes, if he can hold on, it might dry up a bit. I have the same driving style, but if it's too sensitive, I'll probably be a few seconds off. I think that's exactly what it is. Ricciardo, Albon and Gasly, and maybe even Lawson, have that front-end driving style, but Verstappen's is so unbelievably sharp that it is just way too much for the rookies. And obviously, like I said, Perez's driving style is the opposite. You think early 2022, the Red Bull was a lot more understeery, and Perez, for a while, was actually equal, if not better, than Verstappen, especially on street tracks. Why is Haas's pace so slow? Because they've been the slowest for ages, mate. Nothing's going to change. I was saying it a couple days ago. They've brought in the cost cap, and the running order, for the most part, has stayed the same. Haas are still just really slow. That's just how it is. Liam Lawson, though, I'm gonna give him. I mean, obviously, I'm loving him failing because I feel like them chucking out Perez were just out of order, and it seems like it was also a complete waste of, you know, a waste of time. Really, you've ruined Perez's career. You're currently ruining Liam Lawson's career. Just admit it, your second seat ain't gonna happen. Daniel Ricciardo, when he left for Renault in 2018, done some Harry Potter Defense Against Dark Arts curse type shit because no one can do it. At this point, get a Liam Lawson, and no matter how bad he does, just keep him because you're not gonna get anyone better. As much as it seems like they're gonna be better, they won't be. Anyway, Oscar Piastri sets another purple sector, another fastest lap, a 29.7. Norris a 30.2. Piastri is cooking. The McLarens, both of them though, far clear of Verstappen as Alonso goes purple in Sector 2. Red Bull making a mistake, getting calmer. If they don't want Tsunoda, get Danny back. Honestly, get Perez back. Get Ricciardo back. Get Mark Webber back. Get Sebastian Gueme back. You know, keep Lawson. Lawson is a fine driver. They just need to admit that that seat is cursed because of how the car is and how good Verstappen is. What I think's happening is Verstappen is so good, he is actively outperforming his machinery to such a level that maybe where Lawson is currently is what the Red Bull's pace actually is. You know? Sebastian Buemi was goated. I don't know why, but he is. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, when he was driving, I was like 5. But yeah, he was a goat. I've had to sack off the app because it's digging into my skull so much. I'm gonna start looking like the Elephant Man in a minute. So sacking that off. Oscar Piastri now just above a 2-second gap. Lewis Hamilton has DRS on Alex Albon, half a second away. That is going to be the main track battle right now, I believe. There's no one else really close to each other. Looking at the gaps, this is what's quite interesting to me, is that Oscar has been considerably faster than Lando every single sector of every lap in the last sort of 5 to 10, and yet he is not catching up by very much as Kimi Antonelli overtakes Lance Stroll. Get in there. Come on, Kimi. Rare Stroll place, P11. This is a moment where he's P12 now. Like I said, I'll probably say it every 10 minutes just for info. No one pay attention to the track. You can watch the track as the cars go by, but currently, with the website, the track is about 6 seconds delayed from what's actually happening on the leaderboard. The leaderboard is live. Look at that. So Antonelli overtook Stroll, but it didn't actually happen on the track for another 5 seconds. So look at the leaderboard. That is what's happening now. I will tell you if the track updates. I can always hit a refresh, but unfortunately that doesn't seem to be changing much at the moment. You can see, look at Tsunoda. Look at when his Sector 2 pops up. You can't see it, but I'll tell you. So right, his Sector 2 just popped up. Sector 2, his Sector 2 showed as he finished Sector 1. Sector 2 actually finishes now. He only just got there, so yeah, the track unbelievably delayed. I'm going to quickly look in the Discord server of this website and just see if there's any updates or anything. As we start lap number 20 bloody 4. The gaps between the McLarens still hovering around the 2-second period. Lando with his best lap of the race and is still 0.2 slower than Piastri. Piastri, purple sector 1 by 1/10 over Norris. Piastri wants this home win so desperately, and although I do want Lando to win the championship any day over Piastri, a Piastri home race win would be scenes and limbs. Feels like Antonelli has race pace, but not the fastest over a lap. Honestly, I feel like that quali pace is a one-off. I feel like it was just pressure and maybe made the mistake. Look at Lawson. He probably wouldn't have got through anyway because he just was slow. But on his final lap, he did make a mistake at the final corner. Jack Doohan would have made it into Q3, but Hamilton's spin caused a yellow flag, which ruined his lap, and he would have made it if he could have finished it. And obviously, that would have been a butterfly effect, because rather than starting P8 and maybe scoring points, he started P14 and crashed out on the first lap. Gap between the McLarens now, 1.8 seconds as Lando. Okay, wait. Lando Norris has just gone purple. Okay, so he set the fastest lap by going green, green, yellow. Piastri then nicks it by 60 milliseconds by going purple, yellow, yellow. I'm not sure how that works. Lewis Hamilton, team radio.
Lost gear sync. Lost gear sync.
Lost gear sync?
We should just be big free.
I'm not sure that. I don't think that's too serious of an issue, but it's not what you want to see, really, is it? I mean, Hamilton's not doing too bad. I've not mentioned him at all today. Yuki Tsunoda is pissing. He's only lost 1 place. He's currently 3 seconds ahead of Albon and setting personal best lap times. Also, look at the McLarens. Piastri, purple sector 1, 0.4 faster than Lando. Gap 1.4. No, Ricciardo deserves that home win. Good guys finish first. Well, yeah, of course Ricciardo deserves it, but he's not here, is he? I'm just saying, Piastri, it'd be nice to see him get a home win, and he's trying hard. I mean, obviously, I'd rather Ricciardo win, but he isn't here, so that can't happen, can it? And Piastri's a good guy. What's wrong with Piastri? Alright, I'm going to sack that off. I'm going to go back on the Sky broadcast. Anything happened? Not really. Piastri sets another fastest lap. Gap 1.6 at 29.3. Norris at 29.6. Verstappen 30.8. Russell 30.5. Leclerc 30.2. And as you can see, the McLarens 13 seconds ahead of Verstappen now. You think earlier on, 10 laps ago, Lando and Piastri were both in the mix fighting with Verstappen, and now he's 13 seconds back. Tsunoda not getting that Red Bull promotion, hold my beer, lads. Yeah, he should have got it. There's no question about it. Realistically, he has driven decently in his first 2 years, brilliantly in his last 2 years, and driving even better in this opening round. And it looks like, from just like media, he wasn't even in contention for the Red Bull seat. The Red Bull seat was apparently between Liam Lawson, Perez, Ricciardo, and I forgot the other person, but it wasn't Tsunoda. Tsunoda wasn't even in contention for the seat. Ridiculous. Honestly, this is a distant prediction for me. I think if Lawson continues like this, by the summer break, Tsunoda will be in and Lawson will be at Racing Bulls. Oscar Piastri, another purple sector 3, another fastest lap. This is interesting. Norris 29.160. Piastri, 29.133. There is nothing between them. Piastri 3 tenths away from DRS. Verstappen 14 seconds back. Piastri 2 tenths quicker than Lando through sector 1. Another purple sector. That's why, kids, don't race with Red Bull. Honestly, Red Bull are like Manchester United. They just ruin careers. Apart from Verstappen. Every other driver they've had, it's ruined their careers. Gasly and Albon had redemption arcs. They moved to Alpine or AlphaTauri and then Alpine. Albon got moved to... Well, he got kicked out of F1 entirely, came back with Williams. But Perez, because of his age, there's a decent chance he won't get that redemption arc. And Lawson, I mean, he's a rookie. He's still got a long way to go in his career, so he can as well. And that pisses me off even more. McLaren is rapid. Rapid? They're at fucking light speed, mate. Look at them. Piastri, purple sector 1. He's probably about to set another fastest lap. Lando, 29.250. Piastri, 29.037. I will say it again. It's been about 10 minutes. The track is delayed from the leaderboard by about 15 seconds. Don't look at the track for overtakes and gaps, because you can see it stopping and starting. That is bugged. The leaderboard is accurate and live, so look at the leaderboard. If you see a gap, if you see an overtake, that's live. The track isn't. Nice one. Cool. Let's move on. Lap 28. You can tell how delayed it is as well, because Piastri and Norris both just finished sector 1, yet they only just got round turn 1. And Lando, 31.595, Piastri 31.511. These two are pushing each other so ridiculously hard, and Piastri now only half a tenth away from DRS. Piastri ain't getting first, but showing the world he's far. He definitely can get first. He definitely has a very high chance of winning this race unless Lando steps it up a bit, and he can definitely win the championship. He's equal with Norris at least. Do you think Hamilton is just getting held up, battling with Albon, or does he not have the pace? He definitely doesn't have the pace. I mean, he said he had a problem with gear sync, so that isn't helping. But he's had DRS this whole time. He's not even got within half a second. And looking at their lap times, Hamilton is about 3 tenths slower than Albon per lap. I think he's just lacking a bit of pace. But then that is, I mean, it sounds like... Well, she doesn't sound like that, but you'd think that him being stuck behind Albon means that he's really slow. But no, that Williams is very fast. In fact, in my opinion, they are equal with Ferrari. I mean, Ferrari got out, both of them out-qualified by Albon, and Sainz was just below them. Now, Norris, 29.097, Piastri, 28.629, and now has DRS. We are nearly guaranteed, surely, to see a Oscar Piastri overtake on Lando Norris. The gap, 0.8. Although Norris fighting back, sector 1. Norris, 31.183. Piastri, 31.358. Will Piastri go for the overtake, or will the team tell him? Oh no, he will go for the overtake. I'm not being funny. I don't care how much of a team player you are. If you are faster, way faster than your teammate, and you have a chance to win your home Grand Prix, you're sending it. You just are. And Lando Norris, he got let off there. He has got some DRS off Ollie Behrman, who is on lap 29, the first car to be lapped of the season. Come on, Ozzy, for the win. Please, I've been waiting for long. I remember Danny's podium debacle in 2014. That was, that's when he got DNF'd for a fuel infringement, no? I didn't actually watch that race because I was 8 and I didn't know what F1 was, but I have obviously watched that back since. Right, half a second, under half a, no, Piastri has to go for a move now. He is 0.3 behind Lando. No, not lap 40, lap 30. Oh no, it's lap 29, my mistake. Come on, Piastri. He's 0.6 behind. Purple sector 1. No! Lando goes quicker through sector 1. I'll tell you what. Lando is putting in some good sectors when it matters. which is the most important thing, but that is what he's doing currently. He was third and got DQ'd for it, yeah. Thought so. That's a big shame, really. Because that's, I mean, to be fair, obviously he doesn't score points, but he still finished the race and went on the podium. So I suppose it's not that bad. As, Max Verstappen, purple sector 1, 31-1, Norris 31-4, Piastri 31-4. Alright. Piastri winning the home race would be legendary. The Aussie crowd would erupt. Oh, 100%. They would go mental. It'd create a mass earthquake. Honestly, get out your Richter scale, because you're going to bloody need it, do you know what I mean? Piastri. God, it's incredible how it's getting even more delayed. So, Norris, purple lap, 28 dead. You know what I'm going to do quick? Just for the viewers' benefit, I'm going to... I know it's technically not for the benefit, but it is for now. I'm going to turn the track off, and I'm going to extend the leaderboard. Now, the reason I've done that is so that everyone can see the positions. And obviously this is live, and the track, for now, the track isn't live. It's very much delayed. So, I mean, I probably should have made a new, like, scene for this. But yeah, obviously when the track is live again, I will just, you know, set it back to normal. But there we go. Nice. Okay, back to the racing. Let's go. Piastri purple sector 2, you are so correct. He's been setting many fastest sectors. In fact, he sets most of them. They're about to cross the line, though. Norris sets a new fastest lap, 27.695. Piastri, 29.916. What a lap by Lando. And that must have been that sector 3. So, sector 1, you can see Norris 1/10 faster. Sector 2, 4/10 slower. Sector 3, half a second faster. Piastri needs that win. Lando, frig your championship. I have not heard the word frig in years. Probably because it's an American thing and I only speak to 2 Americans. But yeah, I disagree. I would love Lando to win. As... Lando has started to cook. Piastri must have made a mistake there. Look at the times. 31 dead, 31-3, 18-7, 19-5. Piastri has bottled that. He is now 2.5 seconds behind Norris. 20-odd laps of chasing Lando. All of that hard work gone. Also Verstappen, purple sector 1. Who will be the first to switch to slicks? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know the conditions. I've seen like a lot of drivers saying it's drying. Honestly, I'm going to say Verstappen. Because he's got nothing to lose. He's P3. He's miles behind the McLarens. He's quicker than Russell. Although he will lose a place, he is quicker. I reckon he will take a risk and go for it. That's where Piastri went off. Turn 7. He went into the gravel. There it is. As Liam Lawson is about to be lapped by Lando. As Piastri was 1.5 seconds slower that lap. Oh, jeez. How much time is lost in the pits? 21 to 22 seconds. I don't know, but it's always between 20 and 25, which is quite a lot. But that is the usual margin. I think even in the wet, it doesn't change much. Obviously, the only time it changes is like errors, traffic, and safety cars. Okay, Oscar Piastri team radio. Okay, Oscar, we're free to race now. Free to race. So Piastri wasn't allowed to race until now. Right, that changes everything. That genuinely does change everything. Liam Lawson lapped in a Red Bull is such a Mazepin thing. It's also just made me very happy. Because I hate Lawson. Not personally, but just because Perez got replaced by him, I hate him. Or I pray on his downfall at least. Lando, 3.5 seconds ahead now. Piastri has been given the green light to go racing. As Kimi Antonelli goes... he gets ahead of Alonso, and we have a yellow flag at turn 8, I believe, because of gravel kicked up by Piastri. Now, going off that logic, as Stroll, Alonso's gone off! Alonso is off! Fernando Alonso is off! And there's a safety car. And there he goes. Alonso is off at turn 7. Did he get crashed into by Antonelli? No! He lost the rear on the curb because of the gravel kicked up by Piastri. Alonso gets sent packing. Type shit. Will they switch the slicks? Honestly, I'd say it's about a 70% chance. The track does look extremely dry right now. And yeah, Ferrari's out. There you go. Look at the pit lane. Everyone is in. I mean, everyone has just come in. And that is the buggiest pit lane I have ever seen. I mean, you can't see the track now, but I can. It is so bad. Now, this is actually very good for Piastri, because now he was 5 seconds behind Lando before the safety car. Now he will be right up his arse. Albon getting slicks, mate. The whole grid's got slicks. Take a look. We have Hamilton, Gasly, Antonelli, and Stroll all on the hards. The McLarens both on the hard tyres as well. They're looking to go until the end. Should be very doable. I think everyone's going to go until the end. We also have Albon, Hulkenberg, and Bortolesso, and Liam Lawson all stopping for the medium tyres. Win this Piastri for the papayas. We can hope. Honestly, I don't care who wins, as long as it's fun, you know? I've said it many, many, many times on this channel. There's, apart from Lawson, which I said isn't personal, and Stroll, just because he's a bit of a div, there is not a single driver on this grid that I actively dislike or want to fail. Apart from what I just said. And I don't care who wins. Whoever wins, I'll be happy for them. I know that sounds incredibly boring, but that's just how I feel. So if Lando wins, great. If Piastri wins, greater. Because, you know, for Australia and all that type of shit. My GOAT retired? No. Lawson is a helmet, yeah? He has got one on, to be fair. I know what you mean. So that's 4 DNFs in this race. I didn't actually predict how many DNFs. I did say 2 safety cars. We have had 2 safety cars. So I've got that prediction correct so far. I also predicted 1 red flag. We still have 22 laps to go for that. I don't love Stroll. His dad bought his way into F1. I think maybe not. I don't think fully initially, because Stroll's junior career wasn't actually that bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't awful. Of course, since he moved to Racing Point, when he was at Williams, that was about half because of his dad. Now, and since he moved to Racing Point, it's completely his dad. And that is honestly, to me, that's why I think Stroll is such a bad driver. Because he knows, no matter how bad he does, he will have a seat the next race, the next season, the next whatever. He will not drive unless he says, I don't want to drive anymore. And because of that, I don't think he tries anywhere near enough. Like, he just doesn't care. He cares, but he just doesn't try enough. Think of Bottas when he was at Mercedes. He was always given 1-year extensions. He was never given a multi-year contract. And because of that, he was always under pressure, meaning he always had to perform. And that might have made him cock up sometimes. But it meant that he had to drive at a lot higher level to keep his seat. It's annoying because he can't lose his seat. Perez deserves Stroll's seat. 100%. I mean, I'm not just saying this because of bias. I'm a bit, but not fully on. I do think if Perez was pretty much a midfield team, so RB, Williams, Aston Martin, Sauber, maybe Haas, but primarily Aston Martin or like Alpine or Williams. One of those three. I think he would be world class. What is this music? It's just, it feels like the complete wrong vibe. Anyway. We're about to start lap 37 out of 57. Of course, it is a 58 lap race, but because of Isaac Hadjar spinning off at the first corner, there was an extra formation lap, so they cut the laps down. McLaren has a great driver lineup and a great car. It's going to be an exciting year. See, I mean, depends on your definition of exciting. I believe McLaren will be 1 and 2, or at worst 1 and 3 at every single race. Like George Russell said, McLaren can bin off development this season, focus on next year's car, and they'll still be quickest throughout the entire season. I do think that, well, I didn't actually do a prediction, but I think Lando Norris easily wins the Drivers' Championship, McLaren easily wins the Constructors, and it's not really a competition. Although, the battle for P2 could be insane. We have Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, Williams, and then maybe another later on. Ferrari fucking up? I hope so. I want entertainment. Stroll being Stroll isn't enough. I don't know. I mean, last season and the last 4 years, I've massively backed Red Bull because of Checo Perez. Now he's gone. I am 100% backing Ferrari, so I would like Ferrari to do well. But it is always sometimes funny when they cock up, isn't it? I've also noticed we've had, like, barely any team radios this whole race. We've had, like, 6, and most of them have been Hamilton. I'd love to see Oscar or Norris win a Drivers' Championship this year. Well, one of them surely will. I'd be insanely shocked if we're here in a few months' time and they're not just leading the championship by a huge amount. Also, one interesting thing I've just noticed, Bortoletto and Ocon and Behrman have stayed out. In fact, no. Ocon is on the same intermediate tyres he was on since he stopped earlier. Behrman pitted for new Inters 8 laps ago, and they haven't switched to slicks yet. Alright. Reasons why I was a Red Bull fan. Gasly, Ricciardo, and Checo Perez. You know what we have to hit. You know what angle we have to hit for 6 seconds so I don't get a copyright strike. Here it comes. Lock it in. Just not played. Wait. But there he is, in my helmet case. That is his helmet. What a class driver. Right, so enough of that. I've already got about 7 copyright strikes type shit. Lovely stuff. Lap number 38 now, I believe. Yep. 2026 is going to be extremely interesting, though. New regulations, new teams. Maybe Haas or Sauber could get the new designs right. And, yeah, move to the upper midfield. Definitely. I mean, a new regulation, you don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen. It's not like the major, like the biggest one we've ever seen. I mean, look at 2014 when the turbo hybrid era started. Mercedes were always like top 3, top 4. But to think that they would go from top 3, top 4 to whitewashing the entire competition for like 10 years. Outrageous. And then McLaren. I mean, you look at 2018. McLaren were 9th or 10th in the Constructors. 6 years later, they are now by far the best team on the grid. So anything can happen. Me, though, I don't think the grid will change that much, like the order, like the car performance. I don't know, I just don't get a feeling it's going to change much. Remember George said Mercedes were good on hards? I do remember him saying that. He's right behind Verstappen, the safety car, on the mediums, so we'll see how that goes. I also remember Mercedes saying that they are confident that they have the best engine for 2026. So maybe a little bit of cookery from Brackley-based team moment for the 2020. I hope not, because it's just cringe. I've had enough of... I mean, I started watching in 2021 when the Mercedes domination ended, but I'm still bored of it, you know? Zach Brown is doing something right at McLaren. He's cooking. I don't know exactly how much he's contributed to their success, but he's cooking. Backs around, yeah, type shit. That's that guy backs around. Did he get a tattoo of, like the track layout of Monza, because that's where Ricciardo won McLaren's first race? Actually, that's a fun thought that people seem to forget. Ah, wait, I didn't realise I've received a follower on Twitch from Boulder. Thank you very much, mate. I'm sorry I didn't see that. I didn't actually get, I mean, you're probably not here anymore, but I didn't even get the notification of that. Usually there's a big, like, ding sound that plays. I got none of that. Oh, my bad. But that was an interesting statistic. Before Miami last season, when Norris had the fastest car and like top 3 fastest car, Ricciardo was at that point McLaren's most recent race winner. I think that's just really funny. You have Twitter? Give me no on Twitch. I'm currently streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and YouTube Shorts. I always do. I also do Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and I did Kick for a while and I sacked it off. How many laps of the safety car goes in? I can't tell you, mate. I'd say like 3 or 4 at the most. I mean, they still have to unlap the back markers like Gabriel Bortoletto, Ocon, and Behrman. I'd say about 3 or 4 laps. Ocon team radio. Oh, okay, so this is why they're staying on the Inters, because he's still on 33-lap-old Inters. We know why we're doing this, but I think if it doesn't rain in a couple laps, they will be quicker than us with slicks. So what Haas have basically said is, if it dries, the Inters won't be quick anymore. Well, that is unbelievable. That is on the same level as you want to start on pole because you have the other 19 drivers behind you. That is class. Lewis, a piece of ready-to-be-cooked ham, the always lil kid and weighs a ton. Oh, the always ill kid and weighs a ton. Yeah, that's me. Maybe it's supposed to be me. That's some quality advice. It is really. It's world class. Well, since there's no safety car coming back in just yet, I'm going to quickly hop over to here. And because someone asked, I'm going to... Come on, brain, figure it out. I'm going to post my social links because I feel like it. Let me do a little, like, message. Though some things never change. It's not you, my guy? Well, I mean, even if it wasn't, it sounds like me, so I'll take it. If it gets dry tires will be faster from Haas. Yeah, that is basically what that is. Oh, hang on, I'm on my... Oh. Ah, I've noticed a bit of a problem here. If it gets wet, slicks are the best tyre Ferrari. Type shit. Right, they've finally let the lapped cars go through. So we should start, I think, next lap, maybe. I am on the wrong account right now on my YouTube, but I can still post the thing. The social links. I feel like a lot of people do this. I can't even pin it either. That's gone horribly wrong for me. I'm sacking that off. That's gone colossally wrong, hasn't it? I have been that. Alright, are we back? Well, why do I sound all old when I'm ill? Right, so Ollie and Ocon have finally decided that the inters at dry conditions isn't a good idea. So they're now pitting under the safety car to put on the slicks. Nice one. How many races until Hamilton experiences the Ferrari depression plague? I think next week, mate. There's already an image going about of Leclerc and Hamilton like looking down in a chair like this, all miserable. So that's a good like slander picture for later. This means Lawson has gone up 4 positions. Well, from where he started, he's actually gone up 1, which was ahead of Behrman. That's it. So yeah, shocking. Also just really slow. Safety car in this lap, by the way. Safety car in this lap. Fun. He'll be flooding the cockpit. I reckon if he gets to a phase where he'll be like depressed, I think he'll put on a smile and a laugh to like fake it. It's like if you, I mean, he was doing it in Melbourne, not in Melbourne, he done it yesterday after quali. He was like, he got P8, he was shit, and he was like, I love driving for Ferrari. It was a great experience getting to learn all the new stuff, and I really had fun. I can't wait for tomorrow. We're gonna give it my all and go for points. Shut up, knobhead. Imagine needing people to pit and DNF to go up places in a Red Bull. Well, hey, I made a tweet the other day that I thought was world class, that was yesterday after quali, and I said, spot the difference. He had a tweet from 2020, last season in Las Vegas, that said, Perez is out in Q1, Verstappen safely through, and then I put a picture that said, Verstappen is safely through, Liam Lawson exits. Spot the difference. Right, Norris getting ready to go racing once again. The track is still delayed, so obviously I can't show the track, but you can still see all the sectors now in their entirety. And we are back to racing. Lando Norris leading us away over the line on the slick tyres. Lock it in. I'll tell you what, as of right now, the track is back to being live, but they keep doing that stop and starting thing, so it will just become more delayed in the future. Therefore, I'm just going to leave the stream as it is right now. No overtakes into turn 1. Verstappen looking for a little go on Piastri. Doesn't happen, though. Remember, we have Verstappen, Tsunoda and Albon, and the bottom 5 all on mediums, the rest on hards. So a mixture of tyres. Obviously, at the start, the mediums should be quicker, but 10-15 laps into this stint, the hards should come into their own. I also love the idea the safety cars come back in. Behrman is about a minute behind, so is Ocon, and so is Lawson, and so is Gabriel Bortoleto. I'm not sure how Bortoleto is all the way down there. I don't know how that's happened. Lando Norris, purple sector 1, 30.0, Piastri 30.1, Verstappen 30.2. The top 3 cooking once again. What a horrible first lap. Literally nothing happened. I prefer, we have 20 of the best drivers in the world, green flag at the back, and 5 red lights ahead of the drivers, and it's lights out and away we at it, yeah. Honestly, it's iconic, but I think it's a bit shit. And a little bit of fun information that I didn't even look at. Look in the top left of the leaderboard. There is only 45 minutes left before they have to sack it off. If there's another red flag or a long safety car, which I don't think will happen now because we have got like slicks in the dry, but that could be fun. How does Lawson get the fastest lap? Because he was behind the safety car, which means he can start his lap earlier. Simple as. Lando. 4/10 faster than anyone else. Oh no, ahead of Piastri at least. 2 seconds clear already. That's my guy. That's my driver. Go on, son. Shoulder clear team radio coming through.
In 3 laps, class 3 rain expected. Lasting for 2 laps.
Class 3 is a lot.
Yes, this is what we see for the radar, but we'll have to wait for it.
Did you hear that? Class 3 rain for 2 laps. This could be an absolutely insanely dramatic final, don't you think? Yeah, quality, mate. Class 3 rain. Hang on, Lando Norris team radio.
Seems like it'll be next lap now.
We don't want to jump too early. Class half in pit lane.
Okay, they're talking about the rain. Someone could pull off onto the wet part of the circuit and have a massive crash. Yep, definitely. Well, hang on. What's happened there? Wait, did Tsunoda overtake? I think Tsunoda has overtaken Leclerc, goes up to P5. Wow, okay. That's my guy Tsunoda. Maybe Haas should have stayed with Vinters. Honestly, in hindsight, I mean, this is the thing, right? They all have the same weather radar. Behrman and Haas can see the massive rain coming. Just leave him out, you're last. Make me proud, son. Tsunoda's having a day for Ricardo type shit. He's cooking. I don't think he's driver of the weekend for me, but he is definitely top 3. I think for me, although it's boring, Norris has just driven unbelievably today and yesterday. I think Tsunoda, at the moment, my second best performer, and I reckon maybe Albon P3 or Piastri. They were already last leaving on Inters. What? What's just happened? What? 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 I think I know what's just happened. I think the rain has come and caught Piastri out. Oh my good God. Looking at the F1 Sky Sports broadcast. Oh! What? Oh my God! Both of the McLarens went off in Sector 3. Both of the McLarens went off into the gravel at the same place. Both of them are off. Norris in the pits, comes out on new inters. Verstappen is out. Oh my. Oscar Piastri out of the race. Norris is in, brand new inters. Unbelievable, strategy from McLaren to get him straight in. And Piastri is back in the race, albeit completely out of it at this stage, as Tsunoda's off, I think. No? Tsunoda's gone really slowly. And Hamilton is up to P2. Verstappen has stayed out. Hamilton and Tsunoda and Gasly have all stayed out. Norris has overtaken as Lawson. Lawson goes off. Lawson's gone off. Gasly and Tsunoda having a scrap of a century for the podium place. Lando has DRS. Oscar Piastri, brand new inters. Lap 46. What is happening? I am on cloud 9. What is going on? Verstappen leads by 9 seconds over, what's his name? Max Verstappen. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if this inter strategy has worked for McLaren. Never mind, it might have worked. However, the sector times at the moment are the same. Verstappen 31 dead, Norris 31 dead. Oh my God. Verstappen needs to pit. Honestly, right now, I don't think he does. I mean, look, Leclerc 1.2 seconds faster than Norris and Verstappen in Sector 2 as Leclerc overtakes Tsunoda for P4. Come on, Charlie. How is Hamilton there, by the way? Has he done that? As Alex Albon overtakes Antonelli, both of them now in the points, it has well and truly kicked off. Now, Verstappen comes into the pits. The rain seems to have remained, and I think this is potentially the most world-class strategy by McLaren we will ever see. Lewis Hamilton stays out. Leclerc stays out. However, Norris is now reeling them in 5 seconds quicker than them over the last lap. Lap number 47. What on earth? Oscar Piastri overtakes Hamilton. And I believe... What's even happened there? How is Piastri there? He's been lapped. As Gabriel Bortoleto is off. Bortoleto is off the track. Lando Norris for the lead of the race. Lando Norris takes the lead of the race ahead of Hamilton. It's now definitely intermediate conditions. Max Verstappen might have a pit stop issue as Bortoleto is off the track. If there is a safety car deployed, I can't believe what I'm witnessing. Lewis Hamilton and Leclerc and Tsunoda might be the luckiest drivers in the history of the sport, because Hamilton can now pit and might just come out in P2. Oh my god. That worked out for Lando, but my guy Oscar, to be honest, mate, Oscar both of the McLarens went off at the same point. They both went off at turn 12 into the gravel. But Lando kept it on the track. Oscar then lost the rear and went off at turn 13. Bortoleto has had a nasty whack, and he is now out of the race. And I need to relax for a lap or two because I have just killed any sort of throw I had left. Liam Lawson's off as well! Liam Lawson is out of the race! Yes! Come on! Let's go! I have just completely ruined my throat. I am so ill right now. I don't care. What a time to be alive. Ugh. Ow. I shouldn't have done that. That really hurt. Right. Hamilton and Leclerc go for the double stack, but they're going to come out quite a way behind. In fact, look at this. George Russell is P3. Alex Albon, P4. Kimi Antonelli, P5. Lance Stroll, P6. Nico Hulkenberg, P7. Tsunoda, who was P5, goes down to P11. And we only have 14 drivers left. Holy shit. What a time to be alive. I love the idea as well that they've deleted Tsunoda's last lap for track limits when everyone was crashing. Oh! Leclerc spun as well! So Leclerc, that's how Hamilton got ahead of him, because Leclerc actually lost it at turn 11. Right, that makes a lot of sense as to why Hamilton got ahead of him. Just think, by the way, I know it's hindsight, but just think, if Ollie Behrman stayed out on the Inters, he would have been first right now, or at least top 5. He probably wouldn't have kept it because of his car's pace, or just him in general, but he would have been there. It would have been a Max Winkelhock type shit, you know, in the Spiker at 2007, was leading the Grand Prix because he was the only one on Inters, and he led the first 20 laps before going off. Can Piastri make it back to the points? I mean, it's only 3 places, and there's also quite a lot of fodder cars. You've got Gasly, Hulkenberg, and Stroll, and even Tsunoda to an extent. So I reckon Ocon, Tsunoda, Gasly, Hulkenberg, and Stroll, and probably Antonelli as well, and Albon, he'll probably be able to clear quite quickly. I'm not too sure about the Ferraris, but he probably, I reckon there is 8 laps left. I think Piastri can get a P8 or a P7, but he should have got a P2 today, realistically. And I wonder how, I mean, I know it's like obviously the first race, but I wonder how that will play out by season's end. Here's how Bortoleto went off, going around turn 13, lost the rear and hit the wall. And again, that is the third rookie to do the same thing. They go around a corner, they lose the rear, so their wheel is like that. I don't know if you can actually see my wheel. Let's see, can you? Yeah, you can. So their wheel is like this. They turn like that, they get a snap of oversteer. Rather than just doing this and going bang and they're safe, they do this. And they hold it for half a second. And because it's so aggressive, they actually end up spinning off the track. And also, I believe, Hulkenberg kicked Lawson into the barriers. Hulkenberg, I rate you. That's the wrong symbol. Well, I rate you. Whatever. If that is Hulkenberg, I think he just sent Lawson packing, and he is my GOAT for that. Oh, my throat is dead. I bet the Aussies are distraught. I bet the Aussies are flooding their... Why are you so obsessed with flooding their drains? Why can't they flood their bathroom or something? It's always the drains. That's why he's the Incredible Hulk type shit. Oh! Gabriel Bortoleto has a 5-second penalty for an unsafe release. He's not here, mate. He's gone. He's not here. He won't be contributing anymore. That penalty means nothing. Thank you very much. That was my statement with F1 Prim. Cheers. Honestly, I don't know how long this safety car is going to be out for, but I am desperate for a piss. But honestly, there's only 8 laps left. I reckon I can hold on. Lapped cars may now overtake, which is only going to be the number 87 of, I believe, Ollie Behrman. And then hopefully the safety car should come in either this lap or next lap. This is how Leclerc spun, going around turn 11. Is it? What's going on? Oh, he's under... Oh. So this is under the safety car. Leclerc almost crashes. Oh, okay, so this is a replay of Leclerc being on the slicks with everyone else on inters and how he almost crashed about 19 times. Okay. Points are likely for Piastri? 100%. He could easily get points. I reckon a P8 or P7, if he's proper flying, which he'll be motivated to, maybe, he can get a P5, I think. They're probably going to say, boy, you're going to serve that penalty next race. I think that, well, that is actually the rules of like how the penalties work. They'll either give him a free place grid drop for China, or they'll find a team. Ferrari strategy R type shit. Yeah. I mean, their strategy was basically the same as everyone else's. It's just Leclerc spun and Hamilton slow, basically. But I mean, you can look at any one of these drivers except Norris and Piastri and maybe a couple others and say, if they stopped a lap before, they would be P1 or 2 or 3. If you are Ollie Behrman or even Ocon to an extent, if you stayed out on your 10-lap-old inters, you would currently be well within the points. Well within the points. And that's what I don't get. Surely the Haas team can look at their weather radar, realise there is class 3 rain, whatever that means, I assume thunderstorm level, approaching the track and think, right, let's go on to slicks. Horrible strategy from them today. I tell you what, this safety car is taking its time. There's only 7 laps left now, and I reckon there's a very high chance that we get going at the end of this lap. I'm so glad I'm an Aston, McLaren and Williams fan, but as a Betterman and Haas fan, the times of flood the whole of Russia with my tears. You like a tears analogy, don't you? I like them as well. like I said, apart from Lawson and Mercedes, not their drivers, just the team, I like all of them. And there is confirmation, safety car in this lap. 3 safety cars, 6 DNFs, many crashes, rain to dry to rain. This has been a unbelievable first race of the season. Unbelievable. Safety car again? No, there's been a safety car this whole time. It's just it's now going in. I suppose that's probably an important thing I should probably add. Is like there's a safety car or something, but I think like you could just see the lap times. Been a Lando fan since he first came to F1, so I'm glad it worked out this race. Let's just hope he gets this restart right. Honestly, his restarts have been really good today. And who is that? I think I was Bortoletto. There's Lawson spinning. Oh, he actually spun twice. Oh, that's funny. Right, Lando Norris is about to get us restarted for a final 7-lap sprint to see who's going to take this win. Can Norris stay as P1? Can Russell keep his podium? Will Albon sneak onto the podium? What a result that would be. Antonelli in the points. And we are now restarting the race. Final 6 laps, 7 laps. Let's get it underway. Lando around the final corner. Unbelievable restart. He's already about 8 tenths ahead of Verstappen. Like I said, his restarts have been class today. Going around turn 1, we have a fight going on as Oscar Piastri disappears. Oh no, he's back. We have the Ferraris scrapping into turn 1. We have Stroll, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Hamilton, and Leclerc all fighting. Who just, I don't even, oh, both of the Ferraris lose out to Gasly, I believe. Oh my goodness. What an unbelievable moment of racing that is. As a K-Mag fan and McLaren fan, I scream loud. With Verstappen still P1? I don't think so. Lando is already 1.3 seconds ahead. Don's clear. As Piastri looking for a move on Ocon, he doesn't get the move done into sector 1. He is already 2 seconds behind Tsunoda, and he's only got 6 laps left to try and get back into the points and rescue something from not really his own mistake, but kind of his own mistake. The track also still isn't up to date, so I'm still not going to show it, but like I said, look at the live timing. Verstappen, 1.4 seconds behind as we are about to start lap 53 as Piastri gets that move done on Ocon, and he is now up to P12, 1.2 seconds behind Tsunoda. Tsunoda, you've got to feel so unbelievably bad for him because he was running P5, would have finished P5, and now it's looking likely he's not going to score points at all. That is horrible for him. Lap 53 started a 33.2 by Norris, 33.8 by Verstappen, 34.3 by Russell, and a 35 dead by Albon. Come on, Albon, keep that P4. What that is, isn't that Williams' highest ever result, apart from George Russell's second at Belgium, which doesn't count, in my opinion. I think that would be Williams' highest ever finish in, like, the last, 10 years. Especially in the modern era. Norris leading by 1.5 seconds. Through sector 1, it's a 32 dead. Verstappen 32.1. Russell 32.4. Albon 32.6. Kimi Antonelli 32.6. Can Antonelli actually sneak into a P4? What a comeback that would be. Oscar Piastri, by the way, I didn't see it. He has overtaken Tsunoda, and he's up to P11. However, 2.5 seconds now behind the Ferraris, and those cars, they aren't too slow. So I'm not too sure how he's going to get on. Verstappen, he's got right. I've actually done that then. I'm not too sure how he's managed that, but Verstappen's got the gap down to just above a second. George Russell, though, proper getting involved as Kimi Antonelli is within DRS of George Russell. No, sorry, not George Russell, Alex Albon. However, I don't think we're going to get DRS. It might be a bit too damp. Russell's second in Spa with Willie. Williams, is unfair because of the rain. Yeah, no, I don't count it because he didn't race, do you know what I mean? As we now start lap 54, we have, what, 4 laps left? Let's go. Hamilton is slow, you are absolutely correct. And, not Antonelli, Piastri has caught up by 2 seconds something in a lap. Now, of course, DRS isn't enabled, so it is going to be extremely tricky for him. But we'll see how it goes. As what just happened? Leclerc overtakes Gasly, and Gasly, the Ferraris hit the double, and Gasly drops to P10, and that is so inviting for Piastri. Piastri now only 0.2 behind Gasly. Go on, Piastri. Stop chasing that 8th title type shit. Many would say 9th, but it's 8th. Gap between Verstappen and Norris is going to be 1.2, 2.4 back to Russell. Now, Oscar Piastri against Gasly. He's got the slipstream. Doesn't go for it into the initial first chicane, but there is a dive bomb opportunity into turn 11 where everyone has been going off as of recent. I'm also obviously hard rooting for Alex Albon, currently half a second ahead of Kimi Antonelli, looking for a P4 finish. That would be genuinely outrageous. There is now only 3 laps remaining in this race, and honestly, it's looking like Piastri might struggle to get past Hamilton. He might even struggle yet to get past Gasly. I don't think he will, but he could still struggle because of the lack of DRS. As I say that, DRS has been enabled. It is looking horrible for Alex Albon now. He is 2.5 seconds behind Russell with Antonelli right up his asshole. And Antonelli, what a comeback. He was slow for most of the race, and now, excuse me, he's looking for a P4 finish. That would be unbelievable. Oscar Piastri makes the move on Gasly. Piastri is into the points at the expense of Gear Pasley. That is such a shame for Gasly. It's great for Oscar, of course. Now, Verstappen, 0.6 behind Lando Norris. He doesn't have the DRS right now, but he will have it soon. Are we going to see a potential last lap overtake from Verstappen to somehow nick this win in what will be yet another Lando Norris bottle job? Antonelli still has that DRS on Russell. Hulkenberg has DRS on Lance Stroll and is diffing Charles Leclerc. Hamilton looking for a move on Leclerc as well. Can Hulkenberg get a P6? That would be unbelievable. Come on, Shan. Lando Norris under pressure from Max Verstappen. We have 2 laps remaining in this bloody race, and Lando needs 2 very special laps now if he wants to keep this P1, because you know Verstappen is going to try something dodgy going into the final lap. He's going to try a dive bomb because he knows it's his only chance. Antonelli 0.6 behind Albon. He's not looking great, to be honest. I don't think he might actually get that move done. Albon is just doing enough to hang on. Hulkenberg loses DRS on Lance Stroll, so that's probably not going to happen anymore. Hamilton almost losing DRS on Leclerc, as Piastri has barely caught the Ferraris. Like, barely nothing. Now, Verstappen, the main fight, of course, P1 and P2. 0.6 behind, DRS enabled. Now, now, there we go. Can he get the move done? 0.2. And he doesn't get it. He has got another opportunity, though, with the DRS. Antonelli versus Albon. And Antonelli gets the place. Kimi Antonelli is P4 in this race. I would prefer Albon to get P4, but Antonelli, what a comeback. I can only applaud you. That is bloody-sational. Lando Norris team radio as we go into the final lap.
Verstappen has DRS. The pace is in the car. Do not overpush it.
The pace is in the car. Don't overpush it. Piastri, still not in DRS of the Ferraris. He's done, finishing P10. Norris versus Verstappen, the final battle of the final lap. What's it going to be? Verstappen, DRS 0.5 behind little Lando. And is he going to go for a mental dive bomb and potentially crash both of them out the race? He'd done it in Austria. He'd done it in Mexico. He'd done it somewhere else. He's known for this type of bollocks, really. Is he going to do it again? Let's see. Also, no one has DRS on the entire rest of the grid, so there's a very high chance that the race will end, apart from the top 2, as it is. Lando Norris, 0.6 ahead. Max Verstappen, DRS. Norris was faster, in Sector 1. Verstappen gets the gap down to 0.3. I don't think he goes for it unless he does now. No, he doesn't. The gap goes back up to 0.5. Lando Norris has one more DRS zone to survive it. It's the shortest one on the track. He goes into turn 11, and he is still ahead as Piastri goes for a late lunge on Lewis Hamilton. That could be interesting. 0.0 behind as Oscar Piastri overtakes Hamilton for P9. Lando Norris rounds the final corner. My voice is going. I can't speak. I can't speak. As Lando crosses the line and Lando wins the Grand Prix. Yeah. Lando Norris wins. Verstappen P2. Russell P3, Antonelli P4, what a drive. Wait. Oh my good God. Kimi Antonelli on the final lap receives a 5-second penalty for an unsafe release and is sent packing to P5, meaning Alex Albon finishes P4. Both of them though. Unbelievable drive from both of them. Really, really well done. Lance Stroll P6. How he scammed that, I have no idea, but fair play. Nico Hülkenberg. Last season, Sauber had 1 points finish, and it was at the final race. In the opening race of the season, Hülkenberg, who has been diffed by Bortoletto throughout the entire weekend, takes P7. Horrible day for Ferrari, P8 and P10. And Oscar Piastri, there's not much you can say. He cocked up, he made a mistake, he crashed, he finishes P9. His teammate didn't crash, and that's why he's won the race. If Piastri obviously didn't go off, and he'd done the same thing as Lando, he most likely would have finished P2, maybe even P1. But there it is. Gasly, deserved points, just missed out. Tsunoda was running P5 for most of the race. Finishes P12. That is a disgrace, but that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. And the Hasses, with one of the worst opening races I have ever seen. It is on par with Williams 2019, where they were testing the car. And they just weren't trying. The Hasses, this is as close as they have been to another car. Ollie Behrman in particular, you can sort of forgive him because he has had, in 3.5 hours of running, well, he's had 3 practice sessions, a whole quali. He has only driven in the first half of practice 1. He crashed in practice 1, missed FP2, crashed in FP3, and had gearbox issues in quali, and had to start from the pit lane. Ocon, though, completely uninterrupted weekend, and still finished P13. Lando goated W Albon type shit, yeah. The absolute goatage. And Lawson DNF, that is, I don't care that Lando won, I don't care Albon's P4, Anthony P5, Hulkenberg P7, I don't care about any of that. Lawson, he DNF'd, and that's all that matters. Made my day, made my week, made my month, that has. And I'll tell you what now, this is obviously purely based off hindsight. I really shouldn't have been screaming that loud because my entire body feels like it's about to explode. Here is, oh my god. I have just seen Oscar Piastri's last lap overtake on Hamilton. It is genuinely world class. There is inches between Hamilton and the barrier. He squeezes it in and pushes Hamilton off. What an overtake. That might be overtake of the month already. And of course, in particular F1 fashion, the sun comes out as soon as the race finishes. Lando also takes the fastest lap, 26 points already for little Lando Norris. Meanwhile, his title rival, for what I think anyway, is going to finish P9. And yeah, I would like to sit here and watch the podium celebrations, but honestly, I feel like I'm going to be sick, so I am going to try and wrap things up a bit quick. Of course, you know, just out of pure luck, of course, I get extremely ill on the day of the first F1 race, but I tried to bring out as much passion as possible. I hope I did well, and we'll go from there. The last thing I want to talk about is the predictions. I had 3 predictions today. There was F1 24's 100% race, the wheel spin, oh no, it was just those 2. The wheel spin and F1 24. So, the wheel spin predicted Piastri P1, definitely could have happened. Finished P9, so no. Verstappen P2, they got that. They somehow, a wheel that is completely down to RNG and luck, got one of them correct. Lance Stroll P3 somehow wasn't even that far off. And then we have Behrman P4, no chance. Gasly P5, no chance. Russell P6, could have happened, I guess, with a bit of stinker. Jack Doohan P7, ruined after lap 1. Norris P8, he didn't bottle job today. He drove very cleanly, apart from his little error when Piastri went off. Bortoleto P9, he retired, and Hulkenberg P10, in which he finished P7. Now, looking at the F124 predictions, it goes as follows. The conditions: sunny throughout the entire duration. Of course, none of that happened. It was sunny for, it wasn't even sunny for a little bit. It was raining, gloomy and dry, raining. So that didn't happen. And then we have 3 DNFs. And you're not going to believe this. I know there was 6 DNFs and 3 happened, but Alex Albon didn't. But Gabriel Bortoleto and Liam Lawson, they actually correctly predicted 2 of the DNFs. Outrageous. P20, Esteban Ocon, didn't happen. Wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay, yeah, so P17, Carlos Sainz, technically one off, but it was a DNF. P16, Hajar, again, not really. I might as well just go up to P14 at this point. P14, Ollie Behrman, F124, got 1 correct. Well done them. Gasly P13, that was 2 off. Sonoda P12, it's only gone and got a second one. Jack Doohan P11, no. Nico Hulkenberg P10, 3 off. Stroll P9, 3 off. Leclerc P8, it's only gone and got 3 correct. Unreal. Then we have Hamilton P7, that was 3 off. Antonelli P6, that was 1 off. Piastri P5, that was 4 off. Alonso P4, with the fastest lap, he crashed. Norris P3, 2 off. Russell P2, 1 off. And Verstappen P1, 1 off. Honestly, I'm very impressed by F124 there. That was class. And that is going to be all for me for the opening round of the season. In terms of channel activity over the next couple days, I'm going to be resting in bed, pretty much not getting out of bed until this, horrible flu goes away, because it might not seem like it, but, oh, I feel so sick. Everything hurts. It's not fun. I think everyone's experienced the flu or a cold. Everyone knows how horrible it is, especially with someone like me, where my main thing in my life is speaking very loudly. It obviously isn't great, but yeah. Unbelievable race for the first race of the season. That could be race of the season in the first one. Easily 10 out of 10 for me. I hope you all enjoyed it as well. Now, like I said, I'm probably not going to be doing any videos or streams for the next, 3 days. We do have, in a week, the Chinese Grand Prix, which means it's going to be another weekend of me pulling all-nighters. I can't bloody wait. Of course, the timings don't matter too much right now, but I can tell you that I'll be live for the whole thing, of course. Practice 1 at 3:15, 3:15 AM BST. Lock it in the calendars, lock it in. Unreal start to the F1 season, though. In total, I streamed every session, FP1, 2, 3, quali in the race. I also did the F2 sprint race, and I just missed out on the feature race, which was a blessing in disguise, because of course that got cancelled because of the weather. So I'm going to head off now. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your days or nights, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in, and I'll see you lot later. I'm having a lozenge, and I'm getting straight in bed. In a bit.
Pretty on your arm once you cover my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face.